We are witnessing more greatness with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Donovan Mitchell named an All-Star Game starter. Kenny Atkinson, the Eastern Conference coach for the All-Star Game. Hey everybody, Billy BB back with you on Cavs Digest as the Cavs get more exciting news. They had a tough loss against the Houston Rockets, but they got some great news as far as the All-Star Game goes. They'll be repping well. We'll be seeing a lot of Cavaliers. It'll be a big point for them in their season to have Donovan Mitchell starting, Kenny Atkinson coaching. We're going to jump into the greatness of that situation, the odds of why it happened, what we could have predicted before the season, and what we have going forward with that situation. So we appreciate everybody jumping in with us today on Cavs Digest. We're getting closer and closer to the break. We're going to have trade rumors coming up. We're going to have standings change as the Cavs are dropping games here and there. Celtics trying to catch up here and there. So it's a good time to subscribe. And as of late, a couple of the videos we've done, I've really enjoyed people dropping down into the comments, letting us know what they think about trade opportunities, about what players have said, all-star voting, things like that. So with Cavs Digest, when you subscribe, when you comment, we benefit, you benefit. It's a win-win. And again, the more we look at those stats, we're getting closer to 2,000 subscribers, but most of the people watching the videos aren't subscribed. So I can't imagine the number of people who watch consistently, whether it be once a week or every single video or whatever it is. If everybody subscribes, I think that number would jump drastically. So go ahead and do that. Be sure to check in on that. We appreciate everybody who's done it so far. So Donovan Mitchell named an All-Star Game starter for the Cavaliers. Really, really excited about this. We mentioned the word greatness, and I know in Cleveland that's like a LeBron thing, witness and greatness and, all that kind of stuff. And maybe you already knew this was a great season for the Cavaliers. I think we all kind of knew it already in a way. I mean, at 36-7, top of the East, some of the exciting wins they've had. They've only lost 2 games against the West, beating the Celtics. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. But I've said it multiple times on this channel. We need to take the opportunities to step back and really take in Donovan Mitchell as a player. The re-signing was one of the first ones. Just how special Mitchell is as a player and as a leader. The re-signing was the first thing. He was written off, gone. Knicks, Nets, other super teams, re-signs anyway. Even with the issues they had last year, even with the coaching change he hadn't seen the effects of, even with, and I still believe that Darius Garland was a complainant, Clutch Sports was a complainant in the offseason, and I'm happy they kind of got that out of the way and have made do with that. But with all that being said, Mitchell resigns. I think I still step back a lot and really, really think about the fact that happened, because I do think it really is amazing that he re-signed. The Cavaliers got a superstar, yes, a superstar, to sign back with the Cavaliers. And it wasn't, prelimmed with LeBron's here and this and that, like Kevin Love re-signed, and we guaranteed him he'd be, I don't think when Kevin Love signed that anyone else was going to give him that money, and they kind of pitched him on him, he'd be the guy. They did the same for Kyrie before LeBron got back, so on and so forth. And then you have the fact that his numbers are all-star worthy. He's played really, really well. People have identified him as a top-level player. He's the best player on the best team in the NBA. That's the facts. Okay? He is on a team that is moving the ball at a high level. Career highs for Darius Garland, for Evan Mobley, another good season for Jarrett Allen. A lot of guys eating right now, and yet his numbers have stayed up there enough to be an all-star. That is tremendous. You didn't think Donovan Mitchell could even replicate what he did last year, most likely, just because he's getting older and older. But if you'd have told me that Kenny Atkinson's system pushes everybody getting involved, I really think Mitchell would have taken a step back. So to still have all-star level numbers benefiting to winning and holding up his end of the bargain on both ends of the floor, shooting and driving, is tremendous. Pair that with lesser minutes. So, I mean, really, you are getting a complete and really, really great Donovan Mitchell experience this year, because he's an all-star. He's got all-star numbers. He's playing like it, eye test and stats, and then he's getting rest so he'll be ready for the playoffs. This is something really, really special. That going along with the fact, like I talked about, he re-ups, he re-signs, and then going along with the leadership stuff, which we've talked about many, many times on this, that he's willing just to make sure everybody's involved willing to make sure everybody's going to have a seat at the table. Everybody's going to fit in. The Mobley plan, he's been okay with. Even Garland kind of getting his get back, his revenge this season is really, really good. So I'm impressed with that. One more note for him being a starter. I'm really happy about this because despite fan vote and player vote, media vote wins out because media watches the most basketball and they watch it a different way than some of these guys and vote a different way. Cade Cunningham and LaMelo Ball, he was in danger of losing his spot to one of those guys. LaMelo's having a career year, and Cade Cunningham and the Pistons are one of the best turnarounds from last season. So for Mitchell to kind of swing through and make it happen, and you can see Kevin O'Connor, who I respect a lot, he wanted LaMelo as a starter. I don't know if it was over Brunson or over Mitchell, but we know the All-Star game. It wouldn't have surprised anybody if they screwed Mitchell out of a spot and put Cade Cunningham or LaMelo Ball in there. So great that he made that happen. Drop down in the comments. Great. Is this a great Donovan Mitchell season? That's how I define it. Which in year 3 here, and the trade has worked out perfectly. I don't regret that trade in one instance. In fact, the Jazz just traded all those Cavs picks, which we'll get into in another video. Colin Sexton has been the exact same player. He has not gotten better. He's not gotten worse, but he's not gotten better. And, Lauri Markkanen, if he has been the most tradable player contract in the past few years, but never moves. It's been a great season. The situation is great, and I continue to step back and take it in with Donovan Mitchell. I really, really think it's amazing. Obviously, there's another kind of tie to this All-Star game, and it is Kenny Atkinson. He is the starting or Eastern Conference coach for this game. Now, you may say to yourself, what's the big deal there? Number one, the best record in the East, that coach coaches the team. However, they are the team they are because of Kenny Atkinson. They have the record they do because of Kenny Atkinson. I don't think many people are going to argue that. So to give you an example, last year, the Bucks kind of still had a good record and played well. So Doc Rivers was the coach for the Eastern Conference team in the All-Star game. There's no need to even argue the difference here. Kenny Atkinson deserves this. He has had a major impact on this team. And again, I look back at the coaching search. I mean, there were so many options, and I don't think Kenny Atkinson was number one on a lot of people's minds. Personally, I'm not afraid to say I was a J.J. Redick. I wanted Adrian Griffin, and my third option would have been one more year of J.B. Bickerstaff. So to have Atkinson swoop in, to have it work out, again, he earned this job, and I think it's a really great coaching season from Kenny Atkinson, which you love to see. So it's a season full of greatness for the Cavaliers right now, specifically for Mitchell and for Atkinson. I'm hoping we can do another one of these videos talking about the 4 All-Stars the Cavaliers had, as we'll have to wait for those results. Drop down in the comments. What do you think of the season so far? What does Atkinson being the coach mean? What does Mitchell being a starter mean to you? What did you think preseason? And now, as we're almost halfway through the year at the All-Star break, what do you think there? And be sure to subscribe to Cavs Digest.